Welcome, listeners, to AADAP's Prevention 365 podcast. Prevention is every day and every way. I am so happy to have Mr. Lewis, AADAP's Employment Access Coordinator, with us here today on the podcast. Mr. Lewis, so nice to see you. Welcome.
Good to see you too. Good morning. Good to see that smile.
Oh, Mr. Lewis, good
Mm.
morning. It's always so nice to see you, even when you're busy or when you're happy and smiling at the office.
Yes, always nice to see you too and talk with you.
Always, Mr. Lewis. It's this is going to be a lot of not only fun but so informative for our listeners and supporters. We have a great connection and always have, and again, it's just really happy to have you on board.
I'm happy to be here and I'm excited about our conversation.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Mr. Lewis. So I want to start, with the introduction, and I would like you to tell us who you are and tell us about the great work that you do, both at ADAP and outside of ADAP.
Okay. My name is Lewis. Lewis. Louis is first name. Lewis is the last name. Both name is Lewis. I'm a native of Los Angeles. I've been in Los Angeles all of my life. Both of my parents are from Arkansas, Louisville, Arkansas. I'm from a family of seven. We have
Wow.
five children, three boys, two girls. I'm the middle child. I attended school here in Los Angeles. I attended Dorsey High School, and
Excellent.
I attended college here at Cal State University, Los Angeles.
Wonderful.
Um, I've been in the community working since I've been out of high school and college. I've always just been active working in the community.
Mhm.
I've been working at AADAP now for the last 28 years.
Wow. Wow.
28 years.
So it- That's a
When I
long
first
time.
came, they asked me for a 2-year commitment. In 28 years, I'm still here. Okay. So
Look
I
at that.
started as an intern in the TC, the residential unit. I spent,
Interesting.
yeah, in
I
TC.
didn't know that though, Mr. Lewis.
Yeah. Started as an intern, back in the old days. Then I moved to the outpatient unit where I spent about 4.5 years as a day treatment counselor.
Mm.
I also spent another year in outpatient later as the drug court coordinator. So, but most of my career here at ADAP, probably about 23 years, have been in the employment unit, employment access unit.
Right.
Okay, just a little more about things I've done. I worked at Covenant House, California, Los Angeles Job Corps, Campfire Boys and Girls, Hollywood Youth Network, Cal State University. LA. You wouldn't believe I used to work at the post office. I was a postal worker for a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Which one? Which one, Mr. Lewis?
the main headquarters on Central and Florence. I
Oh
spent
my
2 years there.
goodness.
Yeah, 2 years. Um, I grew up in Los Angeles. Been in Los Angeles all my life. Faced many challenges, but through the
Mhm.
prayers of my mother and the hard work of my parents, I
Bless your
was able
parents.
to get my white life and put my life on the right path and become a productive member of the community. Um,
Mhm.
I'm married, been married 21 years to my beautiful wife, Dr. Lavanya Lewis.
Congratulations.
She teaches at SC, so
Yes.
I'm definitely supporting Trojan. You know that. And then we have a beautiful dog. His name is Dog. We spell it Diog. It's really dog, Dog.
Precious,
Uh, huh?
precious Mr.
Yeah,
Lewis.
you should see him. When we bump into each other, I'm gonna have to show you some pictures.
Oh, please, definitely. I want to see your beautiful puppy.
Yeah, I'm also the senior pastor of the Southern Baptist Church of Southeast Los Angeles. I've served as
Wonderful.
the senior pastor for the last 21 years. We have a membership of about 200, and we're very active in the community.
Excellent.
I'm involved through that work with many other organizations in the community. I'm involved with the Baptist Ministers Conference of Los Angeles and Southern California, where I serve as one of the vice presidents.
Mhm.
I've also served as the financial secretary and other capacities in that conference. It's one of the largest conferences of pastors in California. I'm actually nationwide. Also, I'm serving now as one of the vice presidents in the Faith District Association. That's part of the Western Baptist State Convention. I've served as treasurer and executive secretary now, and I'm serving as the vice president over there. I worked as a volunteer, just a little bit about my volunteer activity with the Los Angeles Sheriff Department, Chaplains Eagles program.
Mhm.
I've worked with Prison Fellowship International, another
Wonderful.
organization called Redirected Lives. I've volunteered at Dorothy Kirby Center as the detention center for minors. I volunteered at Central Juvenile Hall. I volunteered at Twin Towers, went in and taught lessons at Twin Towers, and also at several other institutions in the state.
In the state, yeah. Mr. Lewis, it's so impressive. I mean, I know you're just a man for many, but all of what you've shared today, I didn't even know about that, and I'm just really so happy that you have this really awesome opportunity to share this on a very broad and wide platform. You are really you're an amazing force, Mr. Lewis. How do you manage all of this? Is a question.
Well, I try to put things in priority. You wouldn't believe. Also, I'm a business owner too, so I got to do some things on the side
Wow,
with business. But I put my faith and my wife, my family first. I always make that a priority,
absolutely.
and then my commitment to ADAP. And
Yes,
then I volunteer and I show up when I can and I support when I can. I can't be everywhere, but
everywhere.
when
Right.
I'm there, I give my best and I support.
Well, those, who you are able to support and give your very best to, Mr. Lewis, I know you do that. They are really beyond fortunate. Um, yeah, you are such an instrumental. Most welcome, Mr. Lewis. No, I and we should thank you. You've been so instrumental in all of these community programs that you've shared with us. I would like to know how you've made an impact. I heard about your recent award that is a really wonderful, wonderful accolade that you've received to the homemade from the Homemade Los Angeles Works program. Is that correct? Can you
Yes.
tell us more about that, Mr. Lewis?
Well, it was a humbling experience. It was a great award. I was recommended by Iko Tan, who was at that time was the executive director, and they surprised me. I wasn't expecting it. Let me
Right.
just tell you a little bit about it. I came to work
Sure.
that day. Well, Daisy tricked me. Daisy is the program director of the Employment Access Unit here. Me and her
Yeah.
have been working together for almost 20 over 20 years. But she
She's,
tricked
she's
me.
amazing too.
Yeah. She tricked me and said we got an important meeting. I need you to come. And I was trying to get information out of her, but I couldn't get it. So she just said, "Oh, it was about homemade, and yeah, I really need to talk to you." So I showed up. I was ready, and then when I came into the meeting, it was on Zoom, and I opened up my camera, and
Yeah.
there was this whole group of people, the team from Molina Healthcare, our president, CEO, Mike
Mike
Watanabe,
Watanabe.
our
Wonderful.
administrative director, Dean Nakanishi,
Wonderful.
Joel Jacinto, who's our business service representative, and
Yeah.
several others that were on Iko Tan, of course, and others. And if you know me, Rahima, I kind of like to prepare for a meeting. So
Yes.
and when I walked into this meeting and I see all these individuals and I'm like, why am I in here and I'm not prepared? And what is this meeting about? So, I'm trying to be cool, calm, and collective.
Right. Which you are. Which you are.
But I'm like, Joel, I'm gonna I'm me and Joel. So Joel, so they start talking and they start explaining the work that Molina does to recognize individuals in the community,
Okay.
and they went on and start talking about the champion awards, and I'm listening and I'm like thinking, oh, okay, are they getting ready to award ADAP with
Ada.
award, so
Right.
I'm listening, and then the conversation goes to yeah, we recognize outstanding individuals, and before I can catch up with where they were going, they said, and our awardee this year is Lewis.
Yay.
So I mean, it knocked the words out of my mouth.
Wow.
Can you
Wow.
imagine sitting there? How you would have felt sitting in that situation? Huh?
It's a very big honor, Mr. Lewis. The photos that I got to see, hopefully, yes, we'll put those on the website. They'll be in the paper as well. So our viewers can take a look at that. Beautiful images
And then
with, um,
yeah, and then on top of that, the staff. Just let me just say this last part.
sure,
They tricked me in saying there's gonna be some work outside the office, so you need to have your door closed because it's gonna be noisy. So I mean, they really got me.
we got you
And
good.
when I walked out this office, they had like flowers and cake and balloons. So it was a really tremendous honor. I'm humbled by it. I was not expecting it, and I really want to thank Iko Tan and the whole team of the staff
Absolutely.
and Daisy, everybody for that honor.
Absolutely. Well, it really should show you,
Joel.
and Joel, yes, Joel,
Yeah.
it really should show you, Mr. Lewis, the kind of respect and regard, that your ADAP Ohana and community has for you. It's a real testament.
Yeah, just sitting here talking to you just is the cherry on top of the every
Oh,
stop.
thank you, Mr. Lewis.
You're welcome.
So, Mr. Lewis, I want to know those monies. Tell us also how much. This is from the Molina Health. This is a Molina Health Champion Award, isn't that right?
Yeah, it's a champion award,
Champion Award.
and
And
it
mhm.
go on. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yeah. How I want to know. Readers, listeners want to know tell us about the monies. This Champion Award and how they're going to be used. I had a little note about how they're going to be used, and my heart just overflowed with joy. This is important too.
Well, yeah, they give us a $5,000 grant to donate to the nonprofit of your choice, and so we donated it to Homemade, and they're going to use it for supplies and computers for the ADAP Homemade program. So
Wow,
we have already purchased some the tablets for the students to do
that
their
was
online lessons,
wonderful.
printers, and desks. We was able
Mm,
to get some really nice desks for the nipping room where we're doing some of the training, and then just other supplies that's needed. So it
yes,
was very instrumental and very beneficial.
yes, so beneficial, and especially during our time of COVID. Even when the cases are still rising, we have to do all of our learning and work in such a safe environment, and this really helps to foster that.
Yes. I mean, we've graduated like almost 25 of them, and 23 of them are employed. Well, all 25 are employed, but 23 are with our primary employer.
Yes.
ADAP hired one of them, and the other one had a higher job offer. So,
Wow.
100% success right now.
Wow. Wow. That's so awesome. I know Employment Access Big Boss Daisy Nakanishi and all the team, Mike, I'm sure the board, they're absolutely thrilled with this.
Yeah, we're proud of it. We're happy with it.
Most definitely, and should be, Mr. Lewis. Um, I want to know also, Mr. Lewis, a little shift in the conversation, but not really. What is your vision for employment in the face of COVID-19, and as COVID-19 is even shifting the face of it?
I've been wrestling with that because it's things. I mean, it was the employment was impacted so significantly behind this
Absolutely.
pandemic. So the work job center, we have career paths, and the career path that we've developed here at West Adams Worksource Center is construction, protective service, which includes security
Mhm.
and healthcare. So we're going to work on enhancing those career paths and those career ladders. But at the same time, we want to build new career paths, and we're working on building a path in the nonprofit sector,
Mhm.
administrative sector, and technical. We're really looking at the technical, looking at new work opportunities that offer telework and offer remote work. Also uh, aligning our services more with state, with EDD,
Yes.
because people
Yes.
were really impacted. We already have a strong working relationship with EDD, but we want to be better positioned so in the future, if we face another situation like this, we can help our community, because
Yes.
everything shut down and people could not get their unemployment insurance. I mean, it
Perfect.
was challenging. So we
Absolutely.
want to be able to help. Our president and CEO wanted to ensure that we stayed open so we can, because we're on the front line, to be
Absolutely.
able to help the community. And then last thing I was just thinking about is we're going to be doing some things around childcare this
Oh,
year. We're going
really?
to be doing some things around childcare. So looking at opportunities that support childcare and family needs. So we really want to reach out to employers that support, families and stuff like that. So that's going to be some of our efforts this year.
Wow. Oh, Mr.
Also, Rahima, yeah, making sure our virtual
Yes,
and our online platforms continue and that they're
absolutely.
enhanced. Yeah.
Absolutely. That gives you EA WorkSource gives you to me, it's my opinion, but it gives you a real leverage, Mr. Lewis,
Hmm.
in the community, not only that accessibility, but just that leverage. That's excellent. Those are some great plans you have in the path here.
And we want West Adams to be a high performing job center and right in the middle of
Absolutely.
South LA on Crenshaw. So we want to make
Absolutely.
sure we do that.
Absolutely. Um, I know when you and I had a little talk before, you had said something that really, really impacted me, moved me. You had said to me, not to let like this experience of COVID rob you of living, that we
Hmm.
need, living. It's important for our well being and also to spend time with loved ones and family. I want to know what more words of advice you can give to our listeners. But what you had said there when we were talking really, it really struck me.
Yeah, I really enjoyed talking to you that day. I would say stay positive, and
Absolutely.
because there's a lot of
Absolutely.
chatter, a lot of information, a lot of stuff that's unproductive. So I would
Very much.
recommend stay positive. Maintain your hope, your faith, and your degree of peace. I would recommend. I know the past years, especially the last year and a half with this pandemic, has been hard. But don't let it rob you. Or that's what I was saying, of living. I know we have to isolate sometime. We have to social distance, but we have to still live. And then I would say connect with your spiritual. I know your spiritual element, whether it's prayer, whether it's meditation, whether it's support groups. Connect with that. Take care of yourself, your family, your spend time with me and my family. We're starting to have more family meals. We talked about it. Here's
Great.
one for me, and this is one I'm pretty sure others can take, but it's definitely for me. Take care of your body. Get your body, your
Oh,
eating,
yes.
your exercise, and your rest. So we have to. I
Absolutely.
would, but more than anything, just live. Don't let this thing stop you from enjoying life and living your life. Because I know it can, the fear, the phobia, all the stuff that we deal with.
That's right. It reminds me while you're sharing this very sound and solid advice, Mr. Lewis, I completely agree with. It can be a little overused, but this body, this is our temple, and the
Yeah.
temple is not only in our mind, but in our mouth, in our ears, our eyes, and our heart, and even our hands and our feet. So all of those, I always think about. I check each one. I try and check each one every morning, and if I have enough energy, every night. But it's so important to be within peace within the total temple.
Yeah, you have a great heart and a great spirit, and every time we talk, I mean, I think ADAP embodies that, spirit of
Absolutely.
family and
Absolutely.
support and building lives and that whole piece.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Mr. Lewis, I want to know if you want to share anything else with our customers and our listeners and supporters. Before we go here, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, just about ADAP, the Worksource Center. Can I say a few things about the work? Okay.
Please.
So if anyone is interested in services that at West Adams, they can call our corporate office at 323-293-6284, and they can sign up for virtual orientations if they go to our website, www.aadapinc.org. Our landing page, you'll see an opportunity to sign up with the Job Center. And if you click on programs and go to employment access, you can see the calendar of activities. We just a couple of things. We got a virtual recruitment for veterans that want to do food service work on Thursday, July 22nd.
Okay, excellent.
We
Coming
we
up.
have we're going to begin a new works cohort. So maybe if you come by, I'm gonna let you see. We're starting that on July 26th.
I
Here's an
definitely.
important one. We're going to be doing a recruitment for LA Live. We're partnering with LA Live downtown, and we're going to be doing a recruitment on August the 3rd at 10 a.m. And if you call, they can give you instructions about how to register on Eventbrite. The event is on Eventbrite, but it's going to
Okay,
be an in-person recruitment. We for jobs at the LA Live.
Ellie Live. Excellent.
Yeah, and then anybody that's interested in
Exciting.
the nursing field or
Mhm,
security field or
mhm.
counseling field or outreach workers, we're ongoing. We're doing ongoing recruitment for that, so they
Oh,
could just call us and we can provide more information.
wonderful, Mr. Lewis. That is absolutely excellent. Again, if you're interested, please do call ADAP's corporate office, which is where the Work Source Employment Access is located. You can also speak to Mr. Lewis, who can be reached at 323-293-6284. Mr. Lewis, thank you so much for today. It's really, really my pleasure and my honor to interview you and have this podcast interview. And hope our listeners will join us again. And Mr. Lewis, thank you so much.
Thank you, Raheem. I really enjoyed talking with you today.
And I as well. See you
Okay.
soon.
See you soon. Too.